Ever felt like you're holding a magic remote for the entire planet? Well, in a way, you are. And every button you press sends a message to thousands of tiny superheroes zooming around Earth. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how satellites work and why they're the unsung backstage crew of our modern lives. So, what even is a satellite? The word just means any object moving around a bigger one. The moon is a satellite of Earth. Earth is a satellite of the sun. But we're talking about the man-made kind, the machines we've launched into space to orbit our planet and others. There are thousands up there doing everything from snapping planetary selfies to beaming your favorite show and your grandma-ass video call across continents. But why put them in space? Why not just build a really, really tall tower? Because satellites fly above the clouds and the thickest parts of our atmosphere. This gives them a crystal-clear, unobstructed view of both Earth and the vast cosmos. It also makes them perfect relay stations. You see, TV and many radio signals travel in straight lines. They can't just bend around the curve of the Earth. Mountains and buildings get in the way, too. A satellite acts like a giant mirror in the sky, catching a signal from one side of the planet and bouncing it down to the other. How do they stay up there without just falling back down? It's all thanks to a beautiful tug-of-war between motion and gravity. Imagine you're on a spinning carousel and you toss a ball forward. The ball wants to fly straight, but the carousel keeps pulling you in a circle. A satellite is launched so fast that as gravity pulls it toward Earth, it constantly misses the ground because the Earth is round. This creates an orbit, a continuous fall that never actually lands. Some satellites, called geostationary satellites, are parked about 22,000 miles up. At that specific altitude, they match Earth's rotation perfectly, making them appear to hover over the exact same spot. This is incredibly useful for constant weather monitoring and communications, since they can stare at the same slice of the planet 24/7. At their core, satellites are pretty simple. They need two main things: an antenna to send and receive information, and a power source, usually giant solar panels that soak up sunlight. Then you add the tools for the job. A weather satellite might have lightning detectors and cloud imagers. A science satellite might carry a telescope to peer at distant galaxies. And a GPS satellite has an ultra-precise clock to help your phone find its way. The first satellite ever, Sputnik 1, was launched in 1957. It just sent out a simple beep-beep radio signal, but that little sound changed the world. Just a couple of years later, in 1959, Explorer 6 sent back the very first picture of Earth from orbit, humanity's first planetary selfie. So what do they really do for us, day to day? Let's walk through a typical day. Your morning weather forecast? That's built from data gathered by satellites tracking storm systems over the ocean. That video call you had at lunch? A satellite likely hopped that signal from one continent to another. Your mapping app guiding you around a traffic jam? That's GPS. And while that's happening, other satellites are quietly monitoring wildfires, helping farmers plan their crops, and guiding emergency responders. They come in all shapes and sizes, from as big as a school bus to as small as a shoebox. And no, they're not spying on your backyard BBQ. Most are focused on the big picture, watching global weather patterns, measuring sea levels, and tracking climate change. Space is a tough place to work. There's intense radiation, extreme temperature swings, and tiny meteoroids flying around. Since there's no repair shop nearby, engineers build them with tons of backup systems and clever software so they can fix themselves. Ground crews on Earth are like cosmic doctors, constantly checking their health and sending up software patches to keep them running smoothly. Satellites are the ultimate team players, the quiet link between us on Earth and the vastness of space. They translate the silent language of light and radio waves into data we can use to make our world safer, smarter, and more connected. So the next time you check the weather or use your phone for directions, give a little nod to the invisible fleet working tirelessly overhead. They're not just magic. They're the brilliant result of physics, engineering, and incredible teamwork. And that, in a nutshell, is how satellites work. Thanks for joining this backstage tour of Earth's greatest show in the sky. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the science that shapes our world. See you next time.